good. That'll do. And just press the toga switch down beside. I'll keep him straight. Looking out down the runway. Knots, we get a voiceover. That's for me to do a check.
80 knots.
Just check airspeeds. 100. V1 and rotate. Positive rate, the gears coming up.
Gear up.
12.5 degrees. Climb out. And it's looking good.
Gears up.
Selecting speed. Take him down to 12.5 degrees. Flaps are coming up.
Flaps are up.
That's good. Settling down for the climb out. We're up to 200 knots, 3,000 feet. We've got another 3,000 feet. We'll go to 6,000. We've got 2,000 feet to go to our assigned altitude. Looking good.
It's a little bit rusty.
It's alright, fine, doing well. And we're approaching 5,000, 1,000 feet to go to assigned altitude 6,000. About 5,700 you can start to lower the nose down to 5 degrees. And hold 5 degrees for straight and level at 240 knots. That's good. Just a bit of back pressure now, just position that square right across the centre of the line and just let him settle down for a minute or so, then we'll look at a couple of turns and working our way up to Brisbane. You did some work with Ansett, did you?
Yeah, I was a flight engineer.
Flight engineer, okay.
Yeah.
Did you remember, I used to work with a chap, Mal Shipton.
Yeah.
I used to work with him at Rex Aviation when Rex Aviation was the sister dealership in Sydney.
Oh, right.
That was back, that's I was only about 18 or 19 then. I was doing my commercial licence.
Yeah, I think he's still based in Redcliffe.
I don't know. I've lost track now. Was Lane was the chief, was he the chief the flight engineer, or was it?
No, it was
Might have been the pilot.
Peter Wild was the last one.
Right, okay. Alrighty, well we're going to do a left turn, go around onto a heading of about 196. So with your turns, as I said, 20 degrees of bank, and we need to bring the nose up to about 12 to 7.5 degrees just to offset that loss of lift as we go into the turn. Take him around, it's looking good. Just nose down to 7.5 degrees, hold 7.5 and 20 degrees of bank, and then just go through the scanning process of scanning the triangle and the square in the in your flight attitude indicator. So just nose forward all the way down to 7.5. Keep that altitude, just keep turning but nose forward, keep going forward, keeping going forward, down to 7.5, one below the 10, that's it. A bit of back pressure. If you hold 7.5 degrees at 20 degrees of bank, that'll hold your altitude. Up to hold that 7.5. Did you do any work on the Electras?
Oh, very little.
Okay. I just bought myself an Electra flight manual. Sorry, a Allison 501B13 flight manual yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of the originals out of General Electric out of America.
Yeah. Switching on crash investigations.
I like the Electra. The Electra was my favourite.
But the Electra that lost a problem. It's supposed to be holding about.
Yeah, they lost a couple over in the States with that initial problem that they had with the engine mounts, the power.
Yeah.
It's looking good, doing well. 3 degrees prior to the heading display lining up, rolling out. Keep the turn going, about 3 degrees. That's it, just keep it going. Just a little bit of nose up still to hold that 7.5. Good. And roll him out now, over to the right, hold him down. Wings level, back to neutral, nose up to 5 degrees. Pretty good. Just let him settle down at 5 degrees and then we'll look at a right turn and work our way up the crest. Jump to 5, next one up. Up to 5, that's it. That's good. Slow in there for a minute. And we'll set up a heading to get us up to the north. 270. So when you're ready, we'll do a right turn, same as before, only to the right. 20 degrees of bank, nose up at 7.5 degrees. Did you stay with Ansett to the end, John?
Yeah. I ended up having to take early retirement.
It's a nasty business, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Very nasty. Should never have been allowed to happen.
Speed Ravens was a good guy, really. A lot of people didn't like him, but
Big Bud.
Speed Ravens,
Yeah.
he was a good guy for us. If he hadn't retired, he probably would have kept us on until probably retirement age, I think.
And we can roll him out now, over to the left. And nose down to 5 degrees. Pretty good. How are you finding it?
Good. Good, yeah, I'm starting to get a feel for it.
It takes a little while to get the feel, just the amount of input you need to put in to get the responses that you need.
Yeah. It's a bit smoother than bumping around in Tomahawk.
Yeah, oh yeah. Where do you fly out of?
I used to fly out of Amberley and Archfield
Oh, yeah.
and Oakey,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's been a while since I've been up.
Were you in the Air Force?
I was in the Air Force Cadets.
Oh yeah, yeah, so was I.
Yeah.
Air training corps.
Yeah, it was good experience out there.
That was at Amberley, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, I was at Bankstown. But mine was a long time ago.
Mine was getting a long time ago now too. Mine was 26 years.
Oh, okay, no, mine's a bit more than that. I was in the cadets in the 60s. But I enjoyed it, we had good times then. This was in April of 1970. And the next course, or the next intake was in, I think it was beginning of June. And Qantas sacked 160 pilots in the meantime. And flooded the market, and Ansett cancelled the next intake. TAA had one running at the time, they sacked them. They ended up going to Canada to get work, most of the blokes off the TAA course. And stayed that way for about 4 years. I joined air traffic control. It's looking good. We've got 34 miles to run. 7,000 feet. We might start descending down to 5 shortly.
Keep wanting to adjust trim.
Yeah. Or if you're in a Cherokee up on top of the roof. Oh, buggers, I think.
My instructors would have been all over me for being.
Sorry again.
My instructors would have been all over me for being off my heading.
Okay, look, we'll commence the descent. You can take it down to the horizon line, just keeping your wings level. We'll go down to 5,000. We've got 31.6 miles to run. It's looking good. Okay, we can do another vector off to the right onto a heading of 341. Level your wings about now. Just bring your nose up to the horizon line, and you can bring your your nose up to 5 degrees now. We'll hold to about 4,800. It's good. Just hold him there. So that's us in the triangle. We've got Brisbane over here. I'll bring the scale down to 10 miles. Archerfield over here. So we're going to do an intercept to the east of, or to the north of Archerfield. And line up on runway 01. Just hold to 5 degrees. And I'll start reducing speed shortly and getting some flap out. At about 21 miles we'll start to get that power off.
The old archer approach.
Big lad.
The old archer approach.
Yeah. We just do just line up on. I use the ILS on 01 and then usually go visual at about 6 miles when we see the runway. So you're on the 7.2s, eh? 2.5 degrees. That'll settle down. And we'll start further descent as we get a bit closer. Do a bit of a closer in approach and give us time to do a touch and go, and you can go out and do another turn around, come in and land on 19.
Okay.
And we can take him down to 4,000. So down to the horizon line, just take a nice gentle rate of descent. And down 4. We need to be established at 3,000 feet at 10 miles for our final descent. So it's a standard throughout the world. Gives us about a 3-degree approach slope. It's looking good.
It's actually feeling really familiar.
Beg your pardon?
It's actually feeling really familiar.
Yep. Doesn't take long. Boeing make a really good product. They're a very easy aircraft to transition to. Okay, 16 miles, 4,400 feet. It's looking good. It's coming up over southern suburbs of Brisbane. Brisbane City up ahead. Just a fraction nose forward. That's it. That's good. Take him down to the horizon line, we'll get our descent underway. Start and turn to the right, get us that final approach. Give you 10 degrees of flap. And just hold that heading about now. Roll him out. That's it. That's good. Bring your nose up to the horizon line. Just steady rate of descent. Turning right now to intercept the centre line onto a heading of 014. Looking good. A little bit of nose up just to arrest that descent. That's it. And level your wings now. Nose up to the horizon line. It's alright. It's good. Just hold him there. Just hold that. Hold 2.5 degrees, we'll hold altitude for about another 2 miles, then we'll commence descending again. A little bit of left wing there just to keep your wings level. It's looking good. Hold 2.5 degrees. Bit of a left turn to get him onto the centre line. Can you see the 2 lights at the end of the runway? That's actually 2 Varsi. You can use those as your lead in for the landing. Round to the left. Good. A bit more left. And start descent again, so keep turning left and a bit nose down. to the right at the moment. We need to get a
Oh yeah.
little bit of nose forward to bring that speed back. The carriage coming down. Round to the left a bit more.
2500.
25 flat. I'll give you some speed brake to just watch that little bit of extra speed off. That's it. That's good. Watching the runway. See the runway there now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get you to orientate visually with it and do a visual landing. It's looking good. Speed brakes off. 25 flat, gears down, and 139 VREF in landing speed. Landing flat 30 degrees, we'll give you a little bit of trim. It's looking good. We'll make this a touch and go, and we'll take off and do a turn around, come in and land in the opposite direction. A little bit of a turn to the right. That's it. And level your wings now. A little bit of nose up. That's it. More nose up. Keep your wings level. Looking good. Just hold in there. And we're going to do a left turn in about another 5 seconds. Out now. Just a quick turn left. That's it. Level your wings. Hold in there. It's looking good. Clear to land. We've got 3 greens. 30 flat, VREF set, and sufficient fuel for a around. Looking good. Just a fraction to the right, split a turn, quick turn, that's it. Level your wings.
400.
Just hold in there for a moment, just hold that attitude.
300.
Fraction nose forward, round to the left. Level your wings quickly.
200.
It's looking good. Just hold in there.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Very nice, nose forward now. Good landing. Okay. Now it's coming on. Flaps coming up to 5. And you can rotate. Climbing out at 12.5 degrees. That was good.
Zero.
Positive rate, gears coming up. Holding at 12.5 degrees, we'll go up to 240 knots. And
Gears up.
take up to 3,000. Start a right hand turn. I've got a heading of about 063. Very good. Flaps are coming up.
Flat sorrow.
It's looking good. And you can level your wings and nose down to 5 degrees. It's good. Very good. Good flying.
Sorry, passengers.
Say again.
Sorry, passengers.
Ah, they're all right. All enjoying the flight. Ah, you're doing well. That's good. Holding that steady. That's nice. I mean, to walk in off the street and to step into one of these things, it's it's a pretty big step, and it takes a little while to get the feel of it. The big thing is getting the feel of the input required for the response that's needed. And no, you're picking it up well. Okay, and we're going to do a series of left turns now. So we'll do an initial turn onto 033. 7.5 nose. So just down below the 10. That's it. Good. And altitude as we lift. And you can start to bring your nose up to 2.5 degrees now to arrest that rate of descent. That's good. And level your wings now. Nose up to 2.5 degrees. Just hold altitude. That's it. Just give you a bit of trim there. You can take them round to the left a bit again. Just nose up as you do. That's it. That's good. A little bit more left just to offset this crosswind. Looking good. Level your wings now. Just hold that heading. We do an intercept and then we'll come back around and line up on the centre line. Good, you're doing well. And you can start to turn right now, just a slight turn around, about 3 degrees right. That's about it. And level your wings. Speed's coming back to landing speed. VRF 139, landing flat 30 degrees. Just give you the best trim. Watching the runway, transitioning to visual flight, and just hold that attitude. That's good. You're right down the centre line at the moment. You're starting to drift again now, just a little bit to the left, about 1 degree. That's it. That's good. You're right down the centre line. Starting to drift again, round to the left a bit more. That's it. Level your wings. Really small movements now. This is just this crosswind playing havoc with us. 1,200 feet. You've got 1.5 miles. That's looking good. Now the crosswind's comes from all directions. Round to the right again now. That's it. A little bit of nose up. Nose up a bit more. Just level your wings. It's looking good. That's a good approach. Just hold him there.
500. 400.
It's looking good. A little bit of a right turn.
300. Approaching minimums.
Level your wings quickly.
200.
Hold your nose where it is at the moment.
100.
Fraction nose lower.
50. 40.
Now off.
30.
It's going to be nice.
20.
Hold him there. Hold him
10.
there. Nice landing. Okay, reversing. And I'm just getting onto the centre line. So the reverses are applied. At 100 knots you can let go of the control column and the reverses will stay on till 60 and 60 knots, off they come. That was good, that was a really good landing. Cool. That was good. Cool. Not a bad achievement in half hour to do a landing like that. That was good, that was real good. What'd you think?
Good.
Yeah, it's good, it's a good toy.
Really good.
It's a good toy. Like to have it in the garage at home, actually.
Yeah, actually, I've been tempted to get an old Piper Tomahawk cockpit and just build a home little system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind actually looking at setting one of these up in the US, doing
In the US.
Yeah.
Okay. You spend time over there, do you?
Yeah, I'm moving back there on Tuesday morning.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Where to?
Just outside of Cincinnati.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
So you're going over there permanently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fortunately.
And in your cinematography work? You do cinematography?
Yeah. So that and the flight simulation stuff. So, because I wanted to fly for a career, but ended up into film.
Yeah.
So
what sort of film do you
oh gosh, I've done everything from feature films to film television, like Flipper, Swimming Upstream. We just came off working on League Nation Live, which is a live rugby show that's on TV.
Right.
Just finished work on Friday.
Okay.
So, yeah, pretty much everything from corporate videos right through to multi-million-dollar